YouTube, welcome back to Highwayman Trucking. I meant to finish up video yesterday. My grandson and I went and ran a local load, real quick load, nothing fancy, but anyhow, I didn't finish the video, so I thought I would add a little bit today. I'm doing more local work. Got turned on to a fairly large broker yesterday. It's one of the bigger companies, and the agent that I spoke to said that they really needed step decks, 53 step decks in our local area, and decent rates, and said that they could keep me busy as long as I wanted. Most of their work goes to the mines. Here in Mesa, Arizona, there's a big cat dealership and a Komatsu with Joy Global that does all the mining equipment. And so I'm picking up a load of stairs today going up to the mine. I originally thought I'd be able to deliver it today, but they want me to sit on it till Monday. Excuse me. So we're gonna load here. It's about 7 in the morning. Should be done in an hour or so. I mean, I'm 5 miles from home, so awesome. And you know, I never wanted to do local work. I just didn't like the consistency of always being in the same area. I didn't like the fact that every day is traffic and a little more obstacles than being over the road. But after being over the road for a period of time, whew, there's something to be said for local work, I'll tell you that. I still will always need the freedom of the open road from time to time, but if I can stay busy and make enough money doing local work, working 6, 7, 8 hours a day versus 11, 14, 16 or whatever, I think I'd rather do that. At least for a while. We're going to give it a shot. Yeah, I'm getting older. I love my home. There's a lot of things I want to do. I enjoy spending time with my grandson. I'd like to get him into maybe t-ball or something next year. And there's things I want to be home for. I've spent a lot of time, not just in the trucking and past business. I spent a lot of time away from home my adult life, and there's definitely something to be said for being home if you can do it. And it's one of those things where we're very fortunate in our lives, and I can do this. I can make a little bit less money and stay home. So I think that's what I'm gonna try to focus on, and we'll see how this pans out. I'm excited. This particular company is a huge company, and they're based out of Georgia, and they have a terminal here in Phoenix, or in Phoenix rather. And the 2 gals that I talked to, actually 3 gals that I talked to yesterday, were just super awesome. One here in Phoenix I am directly in contact with, and she tells me I can run you all over heck and back if you want. So, and they have regional loads and stuff that go to New Mexico and one thing or the other. So being gone, 2 or 3 days is definitely not an issue. But I'm excited. I'm really excited about this opportunity, and fingers crossed, Lord willing, it pans out, and I can make what I want to make and be close to home. So excited. But I'll flip the camera around here and show you a little bit. Not much to see yet. I do see some stairs, and I'm thinking that's what I'm getting, but we'll see. Doesn't matter what we get. It's all the same. It only goes about 145 miles from home, so excited about that. But we'll pan around and show you what we're at. That's Empire Cat over there, and behind us across the street. But there's the stairs. You can see, I think those are what I'm getting. We'll see. There's a big loader bucket. That loader bucket weighs more than my truck, I guarantee you. Alright. Plus the load, but it's all secure. Very light. Well, this is how much trucking changes, YouTube. I wasn't supposed to deliver this load until Monday, and I made a comment to one of the guys loading me, and he's like, oh, that's weird. Next thing I know, he comes out with a big boss and says, this load's going today. And I says, well, broker told me it goes Monday. I says, I got to make a call because I'm not going to take this load 160 miles up there and have to deadhead home for nothing. You know, either they're going to find me a load back or they're going to raise the rate. And so I called the broker, and she's like, no, this goes Monday at 6 a.m. So a little bit of an argument. The guy was insistent, and so the broker told me, well, I got you that load you can take today back. So I said, all right. But I wasn't really planning on going far. I set my day up to be home here, and don't really have anything in my truck. I pulled everything out so that I could detail it this week. And anyhow, so pretty much rolling with an empty cab, and there's a few things I like to have with me when I leave home. So swinging by the house real quick and pick up a couple of things and grab some food to take with me. And trucking can turn a 2-hour day into a 12-hour day, 14-hour day real quick. That's exactly what happened. It says 150 miles up to these mines, but it's every bit of 3 or 4 hours going through the mountains to get there. And 3 or 4 hours there, 3 or 4 hours back. I've already been on duty 2 hours. So excuse me, 3 hours. So however long it takes to drop this at one mine, get to the other mine, and then pick up, you can see that it changes pretty rapidly in this business. I almost gave the load back just because I didn't feel like messing with it today, but I really wanted the opportunity to get in here with this local work, so I had to do it. We'll take you along. Went from a couple of hours to an all-day adventure. So, trucking is always going to be dysfunctional. I stopped by my house real quick, rinsed off, took a quick shower, clean shirt on because it's 110 today. So I was sweating pretty good already this morning. And was literally taking a 30-minute break at my house. And the brokers called me 2 more times to ask me my ETA. And on the 3rd time, I'm like, look, I'm not trying to be a smartass here, but you're the 3rd person from your company that has called me in the last 30 minutes to find out what my ETA is. This load was 5 miles from my house. When I left this morning, I was going to go load this load and come back home. It wasn't to deliver till Monday morning at 6 a.m. Now, when I got to the shipper says this has to be there today. I says, well, the broker said Monday morning, 6 a.m. He's arguing up a storm, and I'm like, look, I'm not arguing with you. I'm not telling you there's not a problem. I'm not even telling you I won't do it. We just need to call the broker because A, they're going to either pay me to come back empty or they're going to find me a load out of there. So I talked to the broker. She's like, I got you a load out of there. No worries. And super nice girl. You know, I'm excited about this new relationship for business. And so I'm hustling. Phone call interrupted there. So anyhow, I thought I was going to be gone for maybe 2 hours. You know, that was my day. Coming back, I had made plans for the rest of the day. And I was willing to change all of that. But I need to stop by my house. pick up some water and some ice and things like that, food. I'm a diabetic. I can't eat crap anymore. And so I have to grab some decent food for the day. I can't go hungry, and I can't stop at a gas station. There's really only one gas station, a regular gas station on the way up there to stop at for a big truck. So, 30 minutes is reasonable. And it was, when they talked to me, about 9:30. It takes every bit of 3 to 4 hours to get up to this particular area. And they say, well, I see on Google it's 147 miles. I don't care what Google tells you. I live here. I drive that area. I know exactly what it is. It's windy, twisty mountain roads, slowing down to 25, 35 miles an hour for half. Okay, so this once again goes to show what a cluster trucking can be. After I shot the last little clip, broker called me and told me that she talked to the other broker and just had her butt chewed 9 ways from Sunday because I was supposed to have this load there. And I says, yes, that was before you told me that the second pickup closed at 2 o'clock. It's physically impossible to make it. So this main broker out of Georgia and I had a very heated conversation. And she told me that I had 2 options: to either deliver the load or take it to their yard in Phoenix so they could offload it and put it onto another trailer. And that really pissed me off. And I said, so what the hell am I going to make for taking it to your yard in Phoenix? And she says, I'm sure she'll pay you $100 for pickup, $100 for delivery. And I was just dumbfounded that they didn't just offer me, $300 to deadhead back from the beginning, and this would have been A-okay. Hey, if you can't make the pickup for the return load, we'll give you $300 to come back, no big deal. Would have been the honorable, sensible thing to do. Anyhow, so the conversation got really heated, and when she told me that, I was so insulted. I said, well, you can just pick the fucking thing up from my house. How about that? And yes, I cussed. Wasn't cussing her out, just cuss in speech. And that was a big deal to her, evidently. And we continued to talk, and I said, well, why the hell didn't you just offer me $300? She says, you lost that when you started cussing me. I said, ma'am, I wasn't cussing you. I was cussing in the conversation. There's a difference between me saying, what the F is going on, or whatever, and F you. Huge difference. And some people don't see it that way, and you offend their snowflake ears, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, at that point, I was pretty much so pissed off, I didn't really care. They could come pick it up, my load, which would mean they'd have to bring a forklift to my house, the whole 9 yards. The downside to pissing off these brokers is they have a little black book, so to speak, a network where they can rate you as a company. And one issue with one broker, they can blackball you. And that's a damn shame. But anyhow, I says, all right, I'll leave my house in 5 minutes. Oh, and she questioned, this is why you were supposed to be loaded and out of there at 7 a.m. I says, ma'am, I got there at 5 minutes to 7. They open at 7. I was the first and only person there. I says, it took 2 hours to get me loaded and out of there. What time did you leave? I says, well, let me look at my log and I'll tell you exactly. He says, I pulled out of there at 8:58. So I was there for 2 hours. Oh, okay, well, you know. And I says, ma'am, we already had this conversation. When you change the day on me, and I think I'm going to be gone from home maximum of 2 hours. The load was 5 miles from my house, 5 miles to return. I says, and now I'm going to be gone for, you know, all day, 10 plus hours. I need a few things. You know, I needed ice for my cooler, which I didn't have. I needed to throw some water in my cooler, grab some food. You know, my blood sugar test kit, things like that I didn't bring for 2 hours because there was no way I was going to need anything 5 miles from home. So I explained that basically I was taking my 30-minute break and handling that. And at the point that she called me, it was right at 30 minutes. I was ready to hit the road. I told her 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I'll be gone. And so I'm like, all right, screw it. I'll leave and take the load to your Phoenix yard, which, you know, we all know that would have been a huge deal for them, for me to drive over there, offload it, blah, blah, blah. And there was still no guarantee of them paying me. She says, I would think the other gal would pay you $100 each way. So, you know, finally, this guy calls me back from the Phoenix office. He was very reasonable. And he says, look, how about I pay you $300? And I'm like, I says, you're just getting drug into this. I says, and I'll take $300, but I want you to hear my story. And so I reiterated everything to him. And he's like, I completely understand. And I told him, I says, you know what really pisses me off is all this confusion. I says, I was excited about getting the chance to work with you guys and do local work. I says, I truly was excited. And now, clearly you're never going to let me work for you again. It's through no fault of my own. And I said, and then this gal flipped out because I dropped the F-bomb. And I told her, I says, well, if that offended you, I says, I apologize. I said, I'm big enough man to admit when I was wrong. And yes, I do have a tendency to cuss. But I says, if she would have just offered this from the gate, and then she had the audacity to tell me that I took that off the table when I cussed. You never came at me with that offer. You told me I could deliver it or take it to your yard in Phoenix. You never said, look, this is the nightmare, error, things happen, we get it. Well, you know, give me $300 to come back. I would have said, sweet, en route. There's so many people involved, you know, in this big company. I talked to one gal last night. Let's see, let me count. I talked to 3 different women and a guy last night on this load. Today, I've talked to 2 women and 2 men. The 2 men today were completely new. So 4, 5, 6, 7 different people on one load. No wonder there's confusion. And I told them that. I'm like, you know, maybe just a lot of people involved, confusion, I don't know. And it's just really frustrating because unfortunately these freight brokers hold all the carts, or most of them. And they walk all over truck drivers, owner-operators, people with their own authority, like myself. And guy is afraid to say boo to them because of the repercussions. And I just get sick and tired of somebody that sits in an office that's never been in a truck before, thinking that things can just change on a dime so easily, so quickly. These people don't see any reason why my day can't change. Well, you know what? Once we agreed upon the pickup this morning and deliver Monday, last night, I made plans for this morning, this afternoon. I had things to do with my family. Okay, I'm willing to change that. Things happen. I get it. I'm already changing my day. No problem. But then to tell me that I'm going to drive up here and I may or may not make the pickup, and to hear, well, it's only X number of miles, and I'm like, you can look at Google from Georgia all day long and tell me what the mileage is. I live here. I know this road very well. And explain to them that, you might make it 3 hours flat in a Prius, in a big truck, going up and down those hills, those narrow curves. When it says 25 on some of those sharp curves, I have to do 25 because my trailer is long. It will off track into the other lane. There's a lot of speed traps going up here. These small town cops, they run 25, 35, 45 mile an hour. A lot of stop and go starts on top of the hills and the mountains and the narrow roads. And this isn't like going up north to Basin. These are a lot smaller little 2-lane roads. So, and then you get out onto the Indian reservation, and same scenario. There's no truck stops between here and there at all. There's maybe one Circle K, I think, that you can pull alongside and get something to drink or eat. Me personally, I can't eat the processed foods and the garbage. I'm on a massive diet because of my diabetes. So I had to get food. I had to go home, get a cooler, get ice. Unfortunately, my ice machine on my brand new refrigerator is not working correctly. And so I had to run a mile down the road to the gas station to get some ice. I can't do that in my truck, so I had to grab it in my personal vehicle. Grab my ice, come back. That took all of 9 minutes for me to do that. I got home, showered, got my food together and everything inside of 30 minutes, which would have been my legal 30-minute break anyhow, so no big deal. And then we wasted an extra 45 minutes of arguing back and forth on the phone. And it's just really frustrating, these freight brokers. And they really, truly are becoming, at least for me, some of the worst parts about trucking. It's just always a battle. Common sense is out the window. Some of the smaller companies I really like. They're easy to deal with, nice people. These big agencies are just a pain in the butt. This one, I never ran before. It's been an international group, I'll tell you. I know they're huge. They're just like Landstar, made up of owner-operators. And while I don't work for Bennett, I was taking a load from them. And anyhow, frustrated. You can probably hear it in my voice. My GPS shows me there at 1:15, which if you take out the 45 minutes worth of arguing, it would have been 12:30. When you get to these mines, and this particular mine I've never been to before, I've been right around there, and you have to usually do a safety reading. By the time you pull up, check in, do your safety reading, it's every bit of 30 minutes. You have to watch a video, get a card for certification, all that good stuff. So that's every bit of 30 minutes. So theoretically, that would have put me there at 1 o'clock. Then, the other mine, Google says, is about 57 miles away. That's about an hour drive on those roads, and I'm 99.9% sure, having been to this last mine before, that it's a little further than that, because that's to like the main property, and then it's several miles back into the mine. So again, I would have had to get there, do a safety brief, everything else. There's no way I would have been there when they close at 2 o'clock. And so what, on a cruddy little day rate, I'm supposed to stay the night up there? Well, I'm sorry, stay the weekend up there? It's Friday. You know, to pick up on Monday, or I come home Monday. I mean, empty, out of my own pocket. Stupid. But these people and these freight brokers don't look at the big picture. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. I think they should all be forced in a truck for 2 weeks minimum with a driver before they can even get the freight broker's license. But then again, I don't know any drivers that could stand most of them in a truck for 2 weeks. So, but beautiful day out here. It's about 105 now according to my truck. It's supposed to be 110, 111. It's going to be hot. It might be a little bit cooler where I'm going. Get up there, get delivered, be home for dinner hopefully. I'll show you the mine when we get up there. Oh, usually they flip out on video, but who cares? So, talk to you in a bit. Getting my safety briefing.
Risks and hazards, and that they have adequate knowledge of legal and regulatory requirements. Freeport McMoran Stafford is committed to the safe operation of all processes.
So, I arrived at the mine at 1:30 p.m. It is exactly 2 o'clock. I'm still watching the safety video. And according to the contact I have, he said it's another 20 minutes to get to the delivery location. So then I have to unstrap and get offloaded. And yeah, there's no way in hell we could have made the drive to the other location for a pickup in Morenci and then have to go through the same process over again for that location. It's not even close to possible. Oh, and the 145 miles the broker said was actually 169 miles, and I'm still not there yet, so always check what the brokers tell you.
Remember,